Particularly excited about the discussion today, and I hope that we can take this information and your thoughts and actually act on it. So I'll start with you, Mr. Diller. I serve as the chair of the Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship, and I'm working on a bill to actually reform SBIR. While it's important, I agree, it needs to be reformed. So what I'd like to do is revamp Phase 3 acquisitions. And a number of the efforts you've helped create have been very successful in scaling technologies from innovative small businesses to the warfighter. So, Mr. Diller, how can we reform SBIR and expand on this work across the DoD innovative ecosystem?
Yes, ma'am. First, thank you for your leadership and being a champion for small businesses. When we talk about mobilizing America, this particular capability with SBIR is key. When we picked it up in AFWERX, it was not a perfect program, but it was a tool that we had. And thanks to the help here on Capitol Hill, it has been better year after year. I think there are three important things that we need to do in the SBIR program. One, I think expanding the number of companies who can get in. This frustrates to sometimes the venture capitalists because they can't pick easily. But this is the venue, the conversation about how do we bring in many companies for the conversation. This is the venue for that conversation. So actually more SBIRs with lower dollar amounts initially. But we also need to be very deliberate about scaling and scaling quickly those best companies. We need to be better and judicious reviewers of which companies to scale, and then building on things like the Strat5 program that can literally take a company from a $50,000 program in 1 year to a $50 million program the next year through proper due diligence internal to the Department of Defense. The last piece of that is that due diligence, making sure that the dollars that are going through the SBIR program are actually going to American companies and are not feeding the adversary. And that piece is making sure that that is consistent and rigorous across the department with clarity for those companies that want to make sure they have clean capital. How is that conversation happening? And there's more opportunity to build the proper relationship with industry to get everyone on board with that mobilization.
Nope, that's fantastic. And making sure the dollars go to American companies is extremely important as well. I have focused on that. Mr. Sanker, as chair of the Senate DOGE caucus, I couldn't agree more with your defense reformation paper where you state that small business programs should not be welfare. I agree wholeheartedly. And in the past decade, 25 companies, they're notoriously known in my circles as SBIR mills, received 18% of all award dollars at DoD, amounting to about $2.3 billion. That's a $92 million windfall per company in a program meant for small businesses. GAO reports that these frequent flyers have lower sales and investments and fewer resulting patents. We have a problem here. So, Mr. Sanker, how can we eliminate this waste of taxpayer dollars and reorient the SBIR program to its original purpose as a source of merit-based seed funding?
I could not agree more. That's clearly an abuse of the intent here. One thing we could think about is time limiting how long a company's eligible. It's not just about the size and staying below some sort of threshold, but look, we aspire for this small company to get big. And I don't know if the right threshold is 5 years or 10 years, but there's some amount of time that we would expect you to have the opportunity to get big, and we're going to bet on other entrepreneurs in the future. The other part is more of a top-down. As we measure the efficacy of the SBIR programs, we should really be thinking about how many big companies were we able to create. And I think that will help us have a clear head as we think about the next rounds of investments that we're going to make.
Yeah, I agree. And if you go back and you look at the companies that are benefiting from these programs right now, most of them exist on the East and West Coast. Very few of those dollars are actually getting spread into Middle America. And I do think that that this will change in the future and provide opportunity for more small businesses. Mr. Gertz, I will get back with you on questions for the record, but I appreciate your service to our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.